Hello, listeners. This is part 2 of our episode about DSA. Thank you for listening. 1, 2, 3. So some schools, right? Before the students go for audition, right? The schools will give them what are the requirements, like or prepare an excerpt, like play
5
slow,
minutes, 10
play fast, right? Right? Yeah. So I want to ask if the school, for example, they say, right, prepare a slow excerpt and a fast excerpt. Can it be in just one song? Because you know how Shine's orchestra pieces, solo pieces, right? There's fast and slow, but can it be in the same song?
Yes, certainly.
Oh.
Sure.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you play as long as it's fast and slow. Yeah.
You eventually also can use combined pieces.
Can use combined
but
pieces.
usually people who go for this already has grading experience, so they would just choose their grading pieces lah.
Most of them choose their grading pieces.
Have you come across candidates
yes.
that just use combined pieces?
Yes, a lot. In fact, a lot. And you will be surprised some of them, if they use their excerpt pieces, right, they tend to side rate a bit faster also.
Because it's similar to what
They are more of a combined person than a soloist lah. But I have to agree that although solo pieces, that means they focus more on their solo pieces, right? They are a bit slower in side reading, but they have better basics. Yeah, through their posture, you can see that they have better basics. Yeah, so they are also often being considered as a pass for the DSA. And also for DSA, right, maybe I would like to add on, it's according to ranking also. Yeah, it's also according to ranking. So
in what way?
The for some schools they will say, okay, today let's say you have 10 candidates. Okay, no matter what instrument, there are maybe like 5 二胡, 2 唢呐, 1 琵琶, 1 中阮, 1 笛子 or something like that. Okay, they were asked to grade them according to their ranks. Let's say, okay, the first to get in, maybe 琵琶. Okay, second, 唢呐, third, 二胡, blah, 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 rank down. Okay, then we are to submit the list. So if you are at the very bottom, that means the DSA, the 10th, right? Don't be discouraged because the first might not choose the school.
Okay.
Yeah, and also if the first, right, let's say this student A, he or she got the first DSA ranking, but in the end, right, he or she get a very, very good result. So he or she
I
actually
want to choose to use academics to
get into school instead of the DSA, and then the DSA slot will be passed to the second one.
Correct.
So this is the way it works.
But I thought after you accept, you have to accept before your results come out, you know. Then if you accept already, then you cannot
you
reject.
accept. Then after that, for some of them in which I know, right, they immediately discard and choose another school instead of going to that school.
They relinquish.
Yeah, they just release.
You mean after they get the results?
Yes, after they get a result, then it's like, I got
better grades.
finally my O level, I get 2 points. I can go anywhere I want.
2 points.
2 points, really, you can go anywhere. The perfect score, right?
It's like, for example, I already decided that my DSA allows me to go to school A, but then my grades are so good
that I can go to school B,
right?
school C.
And actually school B is my dream school like that.
Yeah, something like that. So they discard and they go to the other school. So after that, the DSA slot will be being like, let's say for the school, right, they say they never choose us. Yeah, for the school in the end, they say they never choose us.
That's for secondary school going to JC, is it? Because for primary school going to secondary school, they say that they are not allowed to submit school choices during the S1 posting process. They are also not allowed to transfer to other secondary school after the release of PSLE results.
For primary school, I'm not very sure. Mine is the JC. Mine is for the JC.
The students that I send to DSA is also usually secondary school to JC.
Okay, so for primary school, we have this restriction.
Yes.
Yeah, but for secondary school, is to JC is another. Maybe it's another road.
That's something new to me.
Yeah. So they might discard. They want to wear white pants. Yeah. They want to go to higher institution or something like that.
Or brown, whatever.
Yeah. So actually, when I'm in, every year the school renew our instructors contract, right? They always have these meetings telling you that, can you tell our students to go to their affiliated JC or something like that. Always tell us to encourage them, right? But
When better choice comes.
Yeah, the student always have better choices. Like okay, if I can get such a good grades, why would I want to go to the affiliated one? I can actually go to a better JC. Yeah.
Yes.
So I think for DSA it might be working this way also. So it's like okay, same thing. I will try everything. I will try all the schools that I can for all the JCs I can. Then in the end, I get the perfect score. Why am I going to this DSA and being locked in the CCA or something like that? Because
You must join.
you
the
must
CCA.
join the
Okay,
you must join
Yes,
the
yes.
CCA. So I just might as well I have good grades, and I believe for this grade right, every school is open to me. Everyone wants me. Yeah,
Maybe they
so,
want to change CCA, like change
yeah, I can go
dance.
there. I can go to other CCA also.
Try
yeah,
something
so
new.
for them is a bus point. So anyway, I go back to my topic of the ranking.
Ranking,
So the
yeah.
ranking will be passed down.
Okay.
So we pass down to the next available DSA. I mean, this is for the secondary to JC school. Yeah, for primary to secondary, I'm not very sure the how you actually process. Okay, so in the end, right, the maybe the few bottom might get it.
So don't be discouraged. lah, basically.
And the case really happened to some of my schools. Like when we choose the student, after that I know that the student get very, very good result. Then how come he's not in the JC level? Yeah, in the end it's not going all. The student might be like some of them have lessons with me, they go for the DSA. Then after that they come back, they say, "Sir, I got the perfect score. I'm not going to that school." Just I'm not going to that school.
sure.
I just want to go to I want to go and wear white pants and something like that. Something like that. So to very good JCs or something like that. Yeah, because and I no need to play my instrument anymore, or something like that.
Oh, okay. As a teacher, I'll be so sad lah.
Yeah, it's quite saddening, but you know they want to try something new as they grow older. Yeah, so they go there. You know, maybe if they are in a single gender environment, so going to JC is like a mixed gender also. Yeah, they also want to explore more.
There's no single gendered school JC lah. So
No,
it's
there's
okay.
no.
Yeah, so either way, they will still have to go to mixed gender.
Yeah, so they will be more, hype. Yeah, it's
Okay,
new
yeah.
experience for them.
Revealing the school more.
Okay.
I got
Wait.
question.
Yes.
The sight reading one.
Uh,
Cause like nowadays, a lot of schools start to read in stave.
oh yeah.
So is it compulsory for them to learn theory or not? Cause I got a lot of parents asking
Western
me like,
score.
yeah,
Western notation.
My suggestion is understand both, but try to be very good in one.
oh,
But the school usually would give which one? Jianpu.
Jianpu.
Staves,
For my school, I will prepare both lah. The Western notation and also the numeric notation for them to sight read lah.
Yeah, but
So-
that's for your school lah.
Yeah, for my school lah, because for Chinese orchestra, most of the time is the
Still in Jianpu.
the
Numerical
Jianpu.
notation.
Yeah, but after so many years of training, right, of the school training, right, I realized that some of the students actually can read Western better than the numeric one.
If they have like
If they
their
have
own
there's some background lah, like for my instrument the erhu, right, if they know how to play the violin, then when
No
they switch to the
problem.
erhu, it's actually no problem for them to read the Western one. In fact, they read a lot faster and they are much more in tune for that
intonation
instrument.
is better
Yeah,
lah.
its intonation is better. So I also teach university. So some of the university students, they actually play the violin, they play the cello, they come to the Chinese orchestra, they want to learn the Chinese instrument. So they are always asking, can I have Western notation instead? Because they actually not very sure of what to actually read them. Of course, if we train them properly, they can read the numeric one. But I don't see the point that why they need to learn a new system. Well, their system work very well. The Western actually works very well for them. Yeah. So for schools, right, I understand most of the school. In fact, I only know some schools that are reading Western notations. Yeah, only a few of them. The rest,
Usually it's an elite school, so
my neighborhood school read Western.
okay. Sorry for the overgeneralization.
Yeah, I'm also trying to promote the Western notation. Yeah, because
would
I feel,
encourage to.
Yeah, I encourage to because I feel that it's more accurate and also more systematic.
You won't see the octave wrong at least.
Yes, for octaves, especially
Wow,
the
头痛
octaves. Yeah, but of course, I do agree that the numeric notation is easy to recognize because we all learn 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, we always know that 3 is bigger than 2, 2 is bigger than 1. But
No,
for
one
No
with a
leh.
dot on top, they don't know.
no,
it's bigger.
okay.
No leh.
I mean the first time when you start to read lah, the basics thing lah. 一定是小过2的嘛。So the two notes, the 2 is always bigger than 1. And also you can immediately read 1 to 7. You don't need to read from 8 onwards. Yeah, but for Western notation, it's always moving around.
See the position.
Yeah, and you have to read the lines, all this. But
Read
because
between the lines.
Yeah, read between the lines, all the space, everything. So it's like learning a new language for them. For numbers, there's no new language to learn because they already know maths.
Yes.
Yeah, they already know how to read the numbers. So it's always easier to pick up. Always easier. But on the long run, I still think Western notation is better. Let's say I just off topic a bit. How does Ben know how to read?
New people in Ben.
There are people in Ben. They don't read numbers. Ben is all Western notations. But how come they can cope? Be it in primary school or in
When they
secondary
first
school.
started out, they already started with.
Yeah, they have nothing. They have no numbers at all. Even they have no fingerings. Because their fingerings is so complex, I also don't know how they write down their fingerings. So it's just a matter of how you train your student to read. The very initial stage. So if you like I always say in Chinese, 你不要自废武功，你永远学不到。
Could you translate that?
Yeah, you need to I'm so sorry.
You need to forgo your previous skills in order to learn
To
the new
learn new
skills.
skills, yeah, something like that lah. Yeah, so I mean, we all learn the Western notation later, right? We
Yes.
also know the process of it.
It was painful.
Susah.
Yeah.
Susah.
I'm still in the process. Yeah, I still
Susah
cannot.
means.
Difficult.
I gave up.
Oh, okay.
Exercise.
Yeah,
Difficult.
I agree. I also took a long time to transfer over. But after I transfer over, I realized that actually it's
Easier.
It's a lot easier.
Yeah.
But we just need to take the step forward. But maybe for school, right, the time spent for the CCA, maybe most of the instructors think it's not worth it. Yeah, so we are trying to get the student to know the
basics right
basics
first.
right.
Yeah.
So that's why for back to your side reading question, right, I will just prepare 2 just in case.
Okay.
Yeah, just in case.
Okay, that's nice. That's nice.
So for parents, you probably just need to learn numeric notation if you do not need to specifically go and learn. I mean, your child do not need to specifically go and learn the Western notation.
But
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt, but if you are DSA for cello and bass and percussion, you need to read the
Please
Western
do it in
notation.
Western,
Okay, yeah.
Definitely. Okay, and for parents, if your child gets into a school via DSA, you have to remain with the CCA throughout the whole duration.
You cannot opt out of it.
Yes.
I'm sad to actually to say that let's say let's talk about the student when they get into the school via the DSA.
Okay.
I can, during my experience with some of the students, right, some of them doesn't seems very willing to
Oh, like
stay
very
in
forced.
they are like forced into the environment. Yeah, so
Is it for both secondary school and junior college?
for junior college maybe no, but for secondary school yes. Like what you say, because they cannot even they get good results, but they are already being bind to the school, right? Yeah, so when they get into the CCA, right, I can see some of the resistance for he or she to actually to always to attend the CCA, or when they attend the CCA they were like
臭脸. Oh,
something like 写
Listless and
yeah, something like that. Of course,
Lifeless.
yeah, of course, instructors, most of the instructors and also the conductor know that they are from the DSA.
Oh.
Yeah, attendance is compulsory. Yeah, anyway, secondary school attendance is compulsory. So we can try to involve them as much as they can, as much as they want. The best outcome is always the students is happy coming to a CCA, they learn something more, they can contribute to the orchestra. This is the best outcome. But some of them, they might have some other thinkings. They are like, I don't like this CCA, but because I'm DSA, I'm stuck here for the next 4 years or maybe 5 years, or then I'm not happy here, but I have to be here. So there is a resistance, you understand? Yeah, sometimes when you ask them to, play this part, they don't want to play properly, or actually they can play better, you understand, if they practice high enough, but because they stop practicing, they think that they are good enough already for their skill set is good enough for the whole of the secondary school, and in which I think sometimes it's a pity also. 蛮可惜的一件事情啊。So it also depends on the student itself also.
And the parents also, you know.
The parents also lah. So I will say that this DSA thing is a bit of the double-edged
Sword.
double-edged sword. It helps the student, but it also might not help the student if they don't reach the requirement academically and also mentally to the new environment.
Yeah, so I just want to say that parent support is also very important after they get into the CCA, into the school that they wanted, because there's a lot of pressure also on the kid because they went into the CCA with the tag that is DSA. So a certain level of expectations.
Yes.
There is a certain level of expectation. So the parent should give their support in terms of, if possible, if financially possible, they should send the kid for private lessons, and also support in terms of instrument. You know, that is the barest minimum. It's not that you get into the school already, then you will be like, oh, okay, that's all. It's the school's problem and or my kid's problem.
Okay, so I share another point of view as an instructor, not as an examiner.
Okay.
So also during I might not be involved in some of the DSA
selection
process. So when a student is being passed to me during my sectionals, then they will declare that, okay, this student is Sec 1 or JC 1, okay, come in via DSA. So in the instructor point of view, it's like, okay, this guy is good. That's why he's being selected. Correct? Yeah, this one is very good. Okay, but I have to do my own assessment with him. So after I just sit down, after he play, or he or she play, the student play. Then I will realize that he can barely cope with it or something like that. Or maybe there's even something wrong with his basics or something. Yeah, so that is the point where the instructors are stuck. Stuck as in, you should be inside the combine, but you can't even play anything well. You understand the
dilemma.
But you're already enrolled in the school. I cannot go to the school and complain, say that, hey, 你们怎么选的? How
you choose one?
how you choose this or something like that. Or maybe like what I say this person is actually at the very bottom of the DSA ranking. Yeah, so in the end, the first few is not being chosen. After that, that's why 底下的那个人就过去了. Yeah, it's just being passed over. So sometimes instructors always have the dilemma like, should I let him stick with the basic group? That means those newcomers. Or should I just throw into the combine? But if I throw into the combine, he cannot cope or she cannot cope. So, but if I throw you back to the basic, then what is your DSA for? 你进来的 DSA 的意义在哪里? Where is the purpose of coming for the DSA? Because if I throwing you back to the basics, then there's no point you are in the DSA category. Yeah, not inside the category.
I have a similar situation. Not similar. I have a situation, but opposite. It's primary school, so means haven't DSA yet. But the student already has private lessons outside.
Okay.
Yeah, so they already know how to play. And then, during sectionals, I have to teach the students who can't play the basics first. Then sometimes I feel like students who already know how to play, but they're like way ahead, right, felt a bit left out. Yeah, so then they're not learning because they already can play what. So eventually they start to slowly fade off, because they tell the parents that I'm not really contributing much.
Yeah.
Or like
I'm not learning much. I'm not learning much.
Teacher is only practicing with the
I feel left out, then just fade off. And then but then I, as the instructor, I already know like, oh, this student can play already. Yeah, so I was still encouraged like, oh, maybe you use sectional time to like practice the combined pieces first while I focus on the students who cannot play, or like I'll get back to you. Like I'll let her, you can join in later, because I also don't know what to teach, because perhaps the student know more 中软, like for example 中软, like you know more than what I can teach for the time being. So like, okay, I feel like there's a dilemma for instructor. Yeah, I mean a bit off topic. Yeah, but if this applies to a DSA, for example, like the DSA is like very good basics already, and it happens to fall in a sectional day, like don't have combined, some days we don't have combined. Then what do we do with that student? Like,
for my instrument, right, is because it's a book. I'm sorry for Yang Qing. Because for Hu Qing, right, normally it's around 10 to 20 people. It's around that. That means I one person have to versus so many people. So I always split them into 2 classrooms. So one is just the basic, and one is the ones that the seniors are, or the better players. Not better players, those combined players who able to enter combined. Okay, so they are split into 2 classrooms. I often always split my time equally to them. Yeah, so when I'm in normally I will attend the basics first. So I will just tell the senior, say that, okay, I want you to self-practice this part to this part. Okay, so that you all, when I come in, you all can show me what you all have learned. Okay, so I just go to the basics, then I practice with them, finish, then I come back to them. So it's like I will be jumping from here to there. So that I feel that like that, although my time is being split up, but I take care of both parties. Yeah, so I cannot totally ignore the new players, but I also cannot ignore the old players. So I think both of them need to improve at the same time. But because Yang Qing, right, you often being given only one room. If I'm not wrong, correct. Not given being one room. So yeah, I understand your dilemma. Yeah.
I think for what I experienced previously was they asked the seniors to teach juniors. Meaning to say the experienced one to teach the like beginners. Then because for Tampo Yueqi, the teacher has to teach a lot of instruments. You have to teach Liu Qing, Pipa, Yang Qing.
Different
variation, and they have different skills. So I think what my 老师 previously did was like, she asked those more experienced students to teach like, okay, the beginners students, where she places herself into like, okay, maybe Liu Qing first, then after that she go into like Zhongran, then Pipa, then come back round again. So maybe that's how you can try.
Yeah, my situation was, it was not my instrument, but I was teaching in the next like, situation. Yeah.
I mean, every section, I believe they have their own style of teaching because of the nature. Like what you say, for 管乐, for winds, right? If the instructor has to teach three instruments like 唢呐, shen, and 笛子, I believe it's have to switch around also. Yeah, they have their own way of switching it around.
Okay, I just want to ask, is there an advantage if you know the instructor in the school?
Okay.
The sensitive
sensitive question. So for my schools, right, if I'm an examiner or the instructor, they will ask us to declare, is there any private student under me that is coming for the DSA for the school? So they are not going to block. They are not going to block the student saying that your instructor is in that school, so you cannot go for the exam or something like that. I will just openly declare, yes, this student is coming for DSA. This student is trying for the DSA, and I can just upfront tell you that he reached the criteria, but he still have to go through all the process. Okay. Of course there are advantages because I, as the instructor, I will tell him what is the process already. You understand? So that he don't need to go in blindly. Yeah, but I can ensure you that all is quite 公正. It is quite fair because we already declared to the school. Yeah, we already declared to the school that this is my student. So the school will take extra conscious in this matter. Yeah, like maybe in case of any other parents who kids never get in, they say that, he's an instructor, that's why the child got in. Yeah, Gaylong or something like that. But we are openly declaring, say that this is the student. So they will take special care. So whatever our results is, right, if there's a second examiner, right, my result will not be considered. Yeah, if there's a second examiner. So I think to be fair for this. Yeah, and if there's more than 5 examiner, right, let's say if this is like one of the instructor student, right, the instructor will not be taken, any view he won't be taken. That means his point won't be recorded. So it's our side. It's from our side. Yeah. So this is how it works. But for the process, right, it is definitely an advantage because I believe all instructors will tell the students, hey, this is the process. Okay,
yeah.
Please prepare this properly. You are going to read, you are going to go through sight reading, but I think this process is quite transparent because everyone know the process.
Yeah.
And in fact, this process is being written on the paper itself.
Like
already.
what are the things
you need to prepare?
the
And then
requirements?
you can ask the school will openly tell
Yeah.
you what.
Yeah,
You
so
can
I think
always
it's quite
inquire.
open. It's quite open.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a few questions for Mr. Neo. Okay. I'm sure these are the questions that a lot of parents would like to know. First is, if I'm preparing my child for DSA and he or she has not picked up any instrument, what instrument would have the best advantage?
None.
The first like, why?
No experience.
Yeah, no experience. I mean, the person is like P3 lah, you know.
Oh, P3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in view of DSA to secondary school, would you say that
Chinese instrument.
Yeah, Chinese instrument. Would you say like Suona, because you were saying that if the school really wants a Suona, and Suona players are very difficult to find,
Yes,
good players
correct.
lah. So would
Like these rare instruments. sheng,
would learning
sona,
those instruments that less people
would it give you
not less people that has less
competitors?
yeah.
Okay, for me, as a educator, as a examiner for the DSA, in that view, in that point of view, right, I think wins player other than Dizi is a very good advantage. Yeah.
Sheng
The,
and
okay,
sona.
or maybe I just say the lighter the instrument, the disadvantage you have.
The lighter
The lighter the
Dizi
instrument.
the
Because
more
most of the
disadvantage,
parents, right, when choosing instruments, right, they will just, hey, you choose Dizi lah, this is light enough. Then we move around. You choose the 二胡 比较轻点点. No one's want pipa because pipa very heavy.
Huh? See?
Yeah, that cello very heavy, bass very heavy. Yeah, but of course, for winds player, right, I will always welcome Shen and Sona. Yeah, I will always welcome them because I think these two instruments, not much of
players.
not much players.
peop-
And also
student
for
learning.
primary school student, to master Sona is also one of the harder point because they are not fully grown yet, so they actually don't know how to control most of their
breathing.
their body parts. Am I correct to say that?
Like your lip.
Yeah,
the-
something like that 就是还不是很会控制。 Actually, for primary school students to learn pipa is also very hard. It's very, very hard because the instrument is actually way beyond that.
It's very hard for
They have to
instructor
finish.
also.
They have to use all their 5 fingers. Sometimes their pinky not strong enough how to do the 轮奏. So, yeah. But for 二胡 players, right, I can tell you there are tons of 二胡 players. Because 二胡number one is actually quite easy to
Pick
play.
up.
To pick up lah. I wouldn't say 二胡 is an easy instrument to pick up, but it's easy for you to play sound out.
easy to pick up, like very light.
把那个声音拉出来是蛮容易的 but of course in order to reach a certain level you need a lot of training. I believe all instruments are. Okay? Do not attempt 古筝.
Too many guzheng players. already.
Yeah, because
They need to learn new instrument when they enter lah. Is it?
Because guzheng not much use.
But 古筝 is for 古筝 ensembles
yeah,
DSA lah.
I mean for 古筝 ensemble lah, yes, but
In the Chinese orchestra context.
yes, but I don't recall got 古筝 DSA
in Chinese
ensemble.
orchestra.
Chinese orchestra, right? Most likely you just need one 古筝 player.
So
Yeah.
guzheng player comes in needs to learn another instrument like 中阮.
Yes, all my
Oh,
古筝
Liu Qi.
player has two
Instruments.
instruments.
But they will
Yeah.
not choose a 古筝 player who comes for DSA to Chinese orchestra. Right? They will choose other instruments.
Yeah,
But
which
the rank lor.
which is I want to add on to a question that Lao Ban. So imagine this scenario. I have a very top grade erhu student coming for DSA, like win every single competition.
Wow.
Wow,
Great.
I want.
But then versus a subpar Suona or Sheng player.
Not say subpar like that.
Okay,
Okay, like average lah.
Average, okay, average. Who can play combined pieces? Intonation is very 准. Which one would you choose?
Tough lor.
Yeah,
Tough choice.
both can sight read well.
If this is the case, right, I might request the school to give me 2 DSA slots. Yeah,
You
if
want
this is
best
the
of
case.
both worlds.
Of course lah.
Yeah, but now you have only one choice: the very top grade erhu
If I
player or
only
the
have-
average Suona Sheng.
I will try to convince the school to have a second, to have a second. Because I don't want to waste both of them. Really, I don't want to let go of any chance. If I really can only choose one,
You still S
it will really have to depends on the
Lacking.
the day that year what I have for my team.
Okay.
Yeah, really. So I'm not say that I'm not answering your question, but I don't know how to answer.
But at the
also.
same time, it's not really fair game lah. Like if my instrument is rare, then I sort of get a higher advantage in some sense.
Most likely it is. Most likely sometimes. I would say for my case, yes.
Yeah, so it's depend on school kind of situation also.
Yeah, but for 古筝, right, it's a bit because there's also 古筝 ensemble, but I don't know whether they can DSA into they can DSA into 古筝 ensemble. Then they should go for the 古筝 ensemble.
But not every school has 古筝 ensemble, ma.
Yeah,
Same lah. Not every school has Chinese orchestra.
Yeah.
so
so
for 古筝 to DSA into Chinese orchestra, I don't see the advantage anywhere. Yeah, I don't see the advantage. So that's why like what I say, don't try 古筝.
Not say don't try 古筝, but I think
Find a school with 古筝 ensemble.
Yeah, 古筝 ensemble and DSA there.
Yeah. Because 古筝 is quite a popular instrument.
Yeah, so for parents, if you're planning DSA, you should look at the schools that have 古筝 ensemble.
Yes.
If you want your child to learn 古筝, so don't learn 古筝 and thinking that you can go into a school that has Chinese orchestra. No.
Oh, I got a question. So should parents actually look at DSA schools first before deciding for their students or like their child to choose an instrument?
I mean,
plan early.
That's too
start
early.
P3.
That's way very
Is
early.
it too early?
Okay, I mean, DSA is just one of the ways of getting into a school. I mean, I think that you cannot be too deliberate, like plan the whole life of your your child based on that, like, okay, I want you to go into that school via DSA, you have to learn sona. When it's
Like maybe after they heard this podcast, okay, this is what I'm going to do for my child.
Yeah, I mean the child will be if the child really hates sona,
Next one you see like a pig in sona players.
which is what a lot of people cannot stand, and you really just because of DSA you want the kid to go and learn. I mean it's a bit hard on the kid. Okay.
I would rather focus my kid more on the academic rather than say, oh, you learn the soda from now.
Yeah,
from
don't
3.
study, just play.
Yeah, I think it's
Okay, maybe the parent is like the artistic type.
Yeah.
Who knows?
if it's artistic type,
But
right?
they also look in academics, right? Like
Yes,
the
yes.
artistic schools.
So I think the correct attitude to your child's to the future of your child should be academic first. Unless you're going the professional musician way. Yeah, but if it's just you want them to go through the normal secondary school, JC,
Uni.
/ poly or uni, right? I think it's always academic.
Yeah.
Always academic. Anyway, for music, I always think that for amateur playing, right, it's supposed to be relaxing.
It's for fun.
Yeah, it's for fun, it's for hobby, it's for you
Make
to
friends.
make friends, yes,
Yeah.
and also to make music amateurly. Okay, once you touch on this professional road, it's not going to be easy and it's no more fun.
Do you find it fun?
That's a podcast for another day.
Yeah, that's definitely another episode. We can invite Mr. New again.
sometimes. So instead of focusing your child primary 3 on that instrument for DSA, right, I think the money is better spent on academic. Yeah, because that is I think that's the better way to get into the JC or the poly that you want. Yeah. So unless your child, when they are playing on primary 3, when they learn that instrument, you find that there's a special talent that you have. You can play the instrument very well. Even the instructors are giving very good feedbacks on your child, right? Then from that point onwards, then I think you should consider DSA. Yeah.
Okay.
And also, 不要临时抱佛脚.
Don't do last minute.
Yeah, don't do last minute planning. Yeah, because
Really experienced it.
yeah, honestly telling you, there's too many parents. Okay, text me, say, okay, my son, my daughter wants to get into blah 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 JC, blah 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 secondary school. He or she has experience playing the instrument. For me, it's erhu for 2 to 3 years in the school only. That's it. No grading taken, no nothing, anything. So what are the chances? Is it high? I cannot tell you how high the chances is because it depends on the school also. Like, yeah, really, if the secondary school or JC has no erhu player, of course your child has super high chances. Yeah, I have no erhu players. So recruiting a new erhu player is very beneficial for the school. But if you really want to do that, right, on the very last minute basis, what we can do is to help you reach the bare minimum. Like maybe I try to let your child get the like grade 3, grade 5. Okay, at least on paper you can see it. And because reaching grade 3, grade 5 is also increase in skills. Yeah, we are increasing the skills. But for sight reading, right, it is built according to how many years you are in the orchestra. It's not being built within 2-3 months. It's impossible. I think for musicians, you all should know, right? 不可能是2-3天你就 you can reach that level.
2-3年
Yeah, you need around 2-3 years, maybe even more. Up to now, I'm still sight reading. I don't think I'm good in it. Yeah, so
Excuse me.
yeah, so it's like don't think that it's a miracle. We are miracle workers.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's what
we
I
can
keep
try
saying.
to help you obtain the bare minimum lah. Yeah. So after that, within that few months, and don't come on the last week because
Wow, that one's scary.
You
4
have-
weeks I already. I received before. I have audition in 2 weeks. Can you like prepare my kids?
yeah.
Excuse me. We
Yeah.
try.
we will try to help you because we cannot reject. You understand? So yeah, we cannot reject lah. So we will try to help you lah. But I can tell you that it's not.
It's not doable.
It's not really doable lah.
Yeah,
I mean,
set your expectations low lah.
Very low.
yeah, because we also understand that you want your child to get into a better place. We fully understand that. I am also a parent. I also want my kids to get the better choices in life lah. Yeah, we also wanted that. But sometimes it's not. It's if you started very very late it's also very hard for us to actually to help you with this thing. Really, we can only try our very best, but we can tell you the outcome is not very good.
Because you need to think of like every day like they have to go to school, then after that they have to do homework,
Yeah.
go for tuition.
A lot of things
then,
to cope
a
lah,
lot of things to
basically.
cope. So they might get tired by the time they reached our side. Then you're like,
So to briefly summarize lah, if you want to go the DSA route, right? Yes, plan early and also monitor your child. Monitor your child throughout. If it's primary school, right? Maybe P3 when they pick up the instrument, Sec 1 when they pick up the instrument. Okay, and try to see whether they have this potential to grow or not. Okay, if they are like coming in back with their instrument, practicing every day, then that means that your child really love this instrument. If they come back, they dump the instrument there, then only during CCA, they bring it to their CCA. Then they come back, they just dump it there. Okay, it means that it's not a very good chance lah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not a very good chance lah. Of course, you can like encourage your child to practice. Sometimes this also helps. And if you encourage and they start to practice, as long as your child is practicing the instrument, sooner or later he or she will love the instrument. Yeah, if they started to practice. Okay, then after that, you consider the route of DSA. Yeah, because and maybe around P4 you will start to think already. Say, okay, this might be a very good choice. Okay, maybe I send it for a music lessons in a music school or something like that, so that I can further grow. So by the time when you reach P6, right, you basically don't need to prepare for anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really, you don't need to prepare for anything. Just send your kid to the audition.
To
That's
DSA.
it. You don't need to find any tutor to like last minute change you for nothing because it's very well prepared already. And throughout all these years, he or she has been training so hard for it. For their gradings, for everything. You don't need to actually specially prepare for the DSA. DSA is just like normal combine. You just enter the combine. Your instructor give you new score. Then you, okay lor, then I just play. Okay, I can make it. Then that's it already. Maybe for the interview part, it's a bit different lah. But for the playing part, it's like that lah. It's very easy for them lah. Or if it's like last minute, I have to try to do this, I think it's very bad for the child. So they are also stressful. Number two, and the parents might like have high hopes for it. Say that, my son can play this instrument. He or she is going to get in. No, I don't think so. Yeah, you need to prepare quite early for that. Yeah, so if you see the potential in your child, right, it is better to let them go to like have private tutor, music school. What the school can teach is the very, very bare minimum to make sure they can survive in the combine. They cannot
The main focus is
focus
still SYF.
on the student because it's not fair. Especially for my group, my Hu-Qing is always the biggest group. Always. 最多人的，一个人要掌握整个胡琴组是最多人的。So I have sometimes close to like 30 to 40 people under me sometimes. That I don't know how to teach. Every time you all should know, right? Go for sectionals is 180 minutes. Correct. If I have 30 students, every student only 6 minutes, how to teach? 你怎么教一个6分钟 If I have to divide very equally, like, so it's literally impossible for me to teach any like 有用的东西 to your kid for 6 minutes. Okay, so yeah, that's about.
We have reached the end of our episode. It's quite a long episode, but I'm so glad that we had such a deep dive into DSA. So we want to thank Mr. Nyo once again for sharing so much into this DSA. But of course, to the parents who are listening, right? DSA is a really long process. I mean, to reach that point. So do prepare your child early. And of course, there are places that offer music lessons that none other than here in Eastern Music. So if you're interested to find out more about having your child start with private lessons, do approach us at our shop or just go to easternmusicschool.com to find out more. And once again, thank you, Mr. Nyo, for appearing. We would definitely want you to come back again for another episode. Yeah, definitely.
And my mic today is sponsored by City Music and, of course, Zoom as well. This is a podcast mic with a set of podcast headphones.
Sounds really good.
Nice.
Like,
Yeah, it sounds
really
good.
nice.
Yeah, starting to hear myself more. And I'm sexy. So, once again, I'm Anson.
I'm Biyu.
I'm Sanghua.
We're from Eastern Music. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Coffee Chat. See you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.